my question would be, aside from pushing things to the ballot, right? What would look different, like materially, in your position, with like a new, I guess, like methodology of transparency. Excuse me.
Yeah, so I want to correct one thing.
Right.
It's true that I would absolutely put it on the ballot, but there's another thing. Legally, it has to be.
Right.
So no one is going to be able to tell you differently. Um, so I just want to clear that point up. But how would it be different? That's a really good question. You know, a lot of people when they're running, they want to tell you, and this is what I dislike about what we see in politics a lot is people are going to tell you, well, I'm for this issue and I'm for that issue, and if I were on there, I would do this. Well, how can you say that? There's six other people on that board. Or in Congress, there's 424 other people. You know, how can you say you're going to do anything? If someone tells you they're going to do something, I'm going to look at them kind of funny and say, how in the world are you going to do that? How can you promise that when there's other people involved? You can't just do things. You know, unless you're the president, you have certain executive authority. There's certain things, and a lot of things you can't do on your own, and you shouldn't do. So how would it be different? And well, it's hard to predict that because, first of all, a lot of the candidates are going to come out and they're going to talk about issues that are hot button issues for particular people in order to emotionally get them charged up to go vote for them. But the reality is that things in the Woodlands are so good in many respects that it's hard to come out and be honest and say, oh, I'm going to come do this and everything is going to be wonderful and rosy and better because I was there. The reason why I say that is because I know that in terms of the issues, in terms of getting to the depth of things, that I can do circles around anyone else who's running right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that. There are people that don't live in the Woodlands that I know, who I respect highly. And if they ran, I would just say, please go ahead. I would love for you to be elected on the Woodlands. But those people aren't running. Those people aren't there, and the people that I'm running against are the very people who are selected precisely because they'll do whatever the political action committees are asking. Maybe that's not right. Maybe I shouldn't say whatever. But the reason why they have been selected and chosen by the political action committees is precisely because they took the position that those people want to see them take. And none of those positions are correct. I'm not saying they don't believe necessarily in those positions, but I can tell you that when it comes down to the issues and the depth and the complexity of those, that I am more objective. I am more correct. I hate to say that, and it makes it sound like I'm so arrogant, but I have spent my entire life since 7 years old trying to be the best type of elected official that I could possibly be. It goes back to Plato a long time ago. He was talking about a philosopher king. Of course, we're not interested in kings, but he basically said that there are certain skills that a person needs to have if they're going to have authority and be in power. And so I started saying, well, what are those things? And I started preparing myself for that many, many years ago. I don't think any of these people can say the same thing. And I don't think any of the people have the same skill set that I have.
You know,